Morning and welcome to the Fellowship of the Book. We finally made it to the book of Ezra, and my signpost word for this morning is firm foundations. Let me read to you then Ezra 3 verse 10 to 13 for our July the 11th reading. When the builders laid the foundations of the temple of the Lord, the priests stood in their apparel with trumpets, and the Levites and the sons of Asaph with cymbals to praise the Lord, according to the ordinance of David, king of Israel. And they sang responsively, praising and giving thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever towards Israel. Then all the people shouted with a great shout when they praised the Lord, because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid. But many of the priests and Levites and heads of the fathers' houses, old men who had seen the first temple, wept with a loud voice when the foundation of this temple was laid before their eyes. Yet many shouted aloud for joy, so that the people couldn't discern the noise of the shout of joy from the noise of the weeping of the people, for the people shouted with a loud shout, and the sound was heard afar off. Some observations then, very briefly. God animated the people through the work and witness of Nehemiah, Ezra the scribe, and the prophets. The people had a heart to rebuild, but that heart needed to be animated. In the seed war, the cleansing of genealogical purity was necessary for moving forward. I sound like a eugenicist saying that, but there's no way of understanding really what was happening in the book of Ezra unless you recognise that there is a seed war going on. A call to action then. The foundation to the new temple was laid to the sound of weeping for the glories of the original lost temple, and shouts of joy for the glories of the new one. Listen, in any event, you need to recognise that the sound of that renewal travelled. Yes, a major milestone had been achieved, you see. Listen now. A counterattack was sure to follow. With any renewal, there's always a counterattack.